Tim's the staff specialist in the Technology Implementation Office at the Bay Area Air Quality Management District. He's the program lead for the Bay Area's Clean Cars for All program and has worked on incentives programs for bicycle parking, light-duty electric vehicles, charging infrastructure, a commercial lawn and garden, wood smoke, and goods movement. So we're going to have to talk about that wood smoke in a little bit. Tin also has over 5 years of experience managing federal technology grants in the private sector. So with that, please welcome Mr. Tin Lee up to the podium.
Thanks, Richard. It's always really nice to come back to Oakland. Before I started working at the Air District, I worked at the City of Oakland in the IT department as an analyst. So I used to work in the building across the plaza. So I'm always happy to come back here. So the Bay Area has about 5.5 million passenger vehicles, and these vehicles account for 15% of the criteria pollutants and 30% of the GHGs in the region. The good news about the Bay Area is that there are at least 180,000 EVs in the region. And then this is equivalent to 3% of the Bay Area's light-duty fleet, almost half of the EVs in California, and almost a quarter of the EVs in the U.S. So the Bay Area is definitely leading the way with EV adoption. This is a map that shows, it's a heat map that shows EVs in the region, and you'll see that the distribution of EVs is fairly uneven. In order for us to improve air quality and address climate change, we need to have widespread EV adoption. And one of the ways to do this is to enable all of our residents who participate in purchasing EVs and adoption, regardless of their race, their ethnicity, their income, or where they live. And so that's where the Clean Cars for All program comes in. So the Clean Cars for All program is basically a scrap and replace program. It's a program for consumers and residents. And so low-income residents who live in environmentally disadvantaged areas can turn in their older vehicle and replace them with one of two options. They can get a advanced technology vehicle, so they can purchase a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, or an electric vehicle. And the incentives here range between $5,000 and $9,500. The alternative is also that they can purchase or get a Clipper card to use public transportation, and the funding amounts are $2,500 to $4,500 for that. And so funding for this program comes from the California Climate Investments, and we have $5 million for the first cycle of the program. We're working on getting another $5 million. Hopefully we should get that by June so that we can expand the program to non-disadvantaged communities. So we'll be able to open it up to all residents in the Bay Area. So we want to talk really quickly about the eligibility for participants. So this first cycle of the program is going to be limited to residents who live in communities that are disproportionately burdened by air quality. And so this is based on CalEnviroScreen 3.0, and there are about 76 zip codes that we cover in the Bay Area with this first cycle of funding, and it's about 38 of the 100 cities in the Bay Area. Another requirement is that you have to be within 400% of the federal poverty level. And so you can see there's a chart here that shows the income brackets that would make residents eligible. And the third requirement is that the vehicle has to be registered in California, and it has to be 1996 or older. I know that sounds very vague, or it's a very specific set of vehicles. And so it's where we're going to be able to expand this, but we want to target the older vehicles right now because the older vehicles are dirtier. So I can envision, maybe at the end of the year, we can open it up to 98, and then maybe next year open it up to 2000 and go all the way up to like 2005. So that's the plan. So this is a funding chart that shows the different funding levels that you can get. The funding levels are based on income and the vehicle type that you choose, or the Clipper card that you select. So you can see that if someone who's in the lowest, within 225% of the federal poverty level, can get up to $9,500 for an EV. And what's really important about this program is that this program allows residents to purchase a new or used EV. So, with $9,500, it can go a long ways for an older vehicle. And the minimum year that the vehicles have to be are 2012. So right now we're in the middle of a soft launch of the program. We've been kind of in stealth mode, testing out our new grant management system, and we've received about 20 applications that we've directly targeted folks to join the program. We are planning to open the program in April, probably mid to late April. We have an event scheduled in Richmond to kick off the program. And then we'll continue to have other events to do outreach about the program. We're going to probably have an event in Oakland maybe in June, and then expand out. With the new funding, we'll probably implement or remove the restrictions for the disadvantaged communities starting in early next year. And there's a link for our program's website here. I guess we'll answer questions later, but if you're interested in the program, please share this. Take a look at the website and share with anyone who might be interested. Thanks.